Hey beautiful people, it's LaMondre. And I realized in the last video, I told you that the next step for me was that I was going to have to go through kind of a training for the medication Evrysdi. And that happened on Monday. And I was thinking that the next step was that I would have to hear from the pharmacy, Accredo, that actually distributes the medication. And I was thinking that would probably be about 2.5 weeks from now. Well, they called me today, and I'll be receiving my first shipment on Thursday. So this is amazing. Things are moving so quickly, and I could not be more excited about it. And as I was thinking about, the whole course of this past year and looking at treatment options, I realized I never told you why I chose this particular option over Spinraza, which is the more well-known and the older option that's available. And people have gotten tremendous results with Spinraza, just like they're getting tremendous results with Evrysdi. But there are two different paths to go, and I'm going to tell you why I chose the Evrysdi path. At the end of last year, I did get approved for Spinraza. Now, here's the thing with Spinraza. Spinraza is a great therapy option, but it does require lumbar punctures. About every 4 months, once you get up to therapeutic levels, about every 4 months you have to go in and get a maintenance injection. Well, I have full spinal fusion, which meant that there's no space in between my vertebrae to actually inject the medication. So I would have to get what is called a laminectomy. Now, that's not major surgery or anything, but it is a surgical procedure. And I did have everything set up to get that done. We're supposed to do it in February of 2020. But some things came up and we had to reschedule. We had to push it forward to March. Well, what happened in March? COVID-19. The whole world was put on pause. And in an abundance of caution, I wanted to kind of pause that process until we got a real handle on what was happening with COVID-19. And then we would start back up again in the process once we got a handle on things. Well, of course, the world stood still for quite some time. Then about July, I started looking at, okay, we got kind of a handle on things that kind of slowed down at that time. So maybe now I can go and get the laminectomy. Then it would take me some time to heal up from the laminectomy. And then once we healed up sufficiently, we could go ahead and start with these Spinraza injections. So things were looking good in terms of doing that. But then I heard about a new medication that was going to be released from trial and would be fully approved by the FDA that yielded very similar results to what Spinraza was getting, and that was Evrysdi. And then in August, the FDA finally released it or approved it for widespread usage. And so I started looking at this and what was the difference between Spinraza and Evrysdi. Now, keep in mind, I'm 47 years old and I've never had any kind of treatment for my spinal muscular atrophy. And Spinraza was just approved in 2016, so all of these treatments are relatively new. But the difference with Evrysdi is that it was an oral medication that you take daily. So what did that mean for me? Number one, that meant no lumbar punctures every 4 months. And the other thing that it meant was there was no need to have the laminectomy. So I didn't have to go through a surgical procedure. This is something that I could do totally in my home. And the results that people have been getting have been very similar to results that they've gotten with Spinraza. So since this was my first time and I had nothing else to compare it to personally, my thinking was, let's go the least invasive route, particularly if it looks like I'll get similar results. And so that's why I chose to go with Evrysdi. Now, you may have other issues or may have other factors to consider in your treatment options, but this is why I chose to do that. And I'm really excited about this. And again, I'm so thankful that you are on this ride with me. And the other thing that I realized is that I'm going to do another video. And this video, I'm going to show you where I'm currently at in terms of my motor functions so that we can kind of measure progress. And now I'm very realistic in what and what I'm looking for out of this. Now, my ultimate goal is that I don't get any worse, that I don't weaken anymore, that spinal muscular atrophy doesn't continue to progress in my body. But me being an eternal optimist, I'm looking for some return. I'm looking for more strength. I'm looking for better breathing. I'm looking for better swallowing. I'm looking for more stamina. I'm looking for this thing to make me reach out and grab you one day. When y'all come up to me and be like, hey, what's up, man? I'm going to dap you up. That's what I'm looking for. And you know what? I believe by faith, you are looking for the same thing for me. And I appreciate that so much. The support has been overwhelming. I feel the love. And I'm so thankful again that you're on this ride with me. So Thursday's the day that I get my shipment bouncing off the wall, folks. So thank you, and let's go.